You're live.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hi!
I don't see you yet. Hold on.
Wait, Tony's waiting for us. Are we good? Welcome to Appy Hour! Is it on?
Hi.
I know, Grace said it is. Okay.
Welcome.
It's only 12:09, so we're a few minutes late, but it takes a minute to get all this set up.
But I think we need to mention Carrie's hair.
Oh
Because I love it. It's so cute.
Thanks.
I love this hair. I love
Thanks.
it.
Thanks.
I'm yeah.
Thanks.
I can't even concentrate. I'm just loving her hair.
Yeah, it was long overdue. It had been at least 6 months since I'd even had it like trimmed. I had it colored one time in between, but it was way overdue. So we're
so happy.
We're
here.
lighter for spring. I know they're probably like, is it time? So yeah, but yeah, I took off quite a bit actually.
I know, that's
Probably, like,
adorable.
almost 6 inches, but
Really? It took like 10 years.
somewhere
off
between
of
4 and 6 inches. It was like down to here. Holy moly!
Almost
Yeah.
mermaid hair.
I know. Practically down my back. So, anyway, well, welcome. We are so glad you're here joining us for Appy Hour today. Becky's actually not at the office with us today.
No, she just commented and said, obsessed with Carrie's hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's a little distracting.
Thank you.
Did you wear a hat?
That and my bright pink lipstick. Like, between those two
Yeah.
things.
I look
anyway.
super bland today.
Yeah. Whatever. But our outfits actually look really good together.
Yeah,
If you
I
think
just,
about
you
it.
know,
Like, we kind of look cute together.
I'm good at complimenting you.
Always. I appreciate
Okay.
that. Okay,
So,
Tony's
because-
going to start off with some questions. I
Because
think.
Becky did this last time, and it was cute. I don't know if anybody else appreciated it. I thought it was funny. Okay, so 3 random questions.
3 random questions.
Okay.
Okay. Carrie,
Yes.
what was your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, I can never. I think I block them out because anytime somebody says, "What's your most embarrassing moment?" Like I literally can never come up with something. It's not because I don't do things that are embarrassing.
She can provide some for
I
you.
think
She
I
has a few.
block them out. Oh,
I can't.
Things about me?
No.
No.
I
you.
can just think that maybe when you don't have anything to say, because seriously, Carrie knows everything. I was listening to a radio thing on the way to work today, and somebody was talking about how they're absent-minded and they couldn't remember something. I don't think I've never seen that happen
It's
to
not
Carrie.
true. It's
Happens
not
to
true.
me all of the time.
And that's
Not
embarrassing?
Carrie.
And that's embarrassing?
Well, have you had that experience? Because that would be embarrassing.
Oh, I fumble and flub all the time. Yeah, yeah. But I'll continue to think on that one. I may come back with something later, but I think I would just try and block them out.
Okay, what about you?
Oh, I've been thinking about that for the last few seconds, and there's so many. One time when I thought I was super fit, and I was doing my little running, walking and then running and running and again and then walking a little bit. I thought I was ready to go and do a 5K race, 5K, which is more than a couple miles.
3.1, in fact.
And I went with my aunts, had a group of people from our church that was going on this breast cancer run. And since I was in great shape, my husband had the kids in the stroller, and I was just going to go on ahead of everybody because I had been running, because I was now a runner.
Mm-hmm.
And
super fit.
Yeah, I was super fit. And there's these 2 girls on rollerblades that kind of shot out ahead of everyone, so I kind of stayed behind them, close to them. And we were going and going and going, and I at some point realized I had been running longer than I normally ran that far. But I didn't have a phone. This was a while ago, a few years ago. I didn't have water because it was such a short race and I was so in shape. And so I just kept following them because I was not familiar with the neighborhood. And I couldn't see the church steeple where we were supposed to go. So I just kept following them. We ended up running like 9 miles. And
Were they not part of the race?
they were, but then they decided to go home. And I didn't know that. And so they were far enough ahead of me that I couldn't talk to them. And I just kept running. And by the time we got back anyway, we stopped at like a QT, which is like a Circle K or a convenience center store, and borrowed some money to make a phone call. And I called my family, and somebody came and picked us up and took us to the church where we were supposed to be. Because the people that decided to go home stopped at the same time and talked to me and say, "What's going on with you?" And anyway,
why are you following
so
us?
got back to the church, and so it had been a couple hours. And the police were looking for me. They had a prayer circle with everybody. My husband was as white as a ghost. The police were asking him if we'd had a fight that morning. And they were, anyway, it was very embarrassing. Very. That was like super embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
And look, I wasn't in that good of shape because I couldn't walk for 3 days after that. So
You're like, and I've never run since.
basically.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Carrie, what is your favorite restaurant?
I have many because I really like food. But I would say right now, like in the regular rotation right now, probably are two. I'm going to say two because I can't say one. Would be Mod Pizza and Cafe Zupas.
Okay, you.
I'm weird. I don't know. I really like Mexican food. We found this cool new taco place that isn't here in Arizona, but it's called Taco El Gordo. So good. I love it.
Where is it?
It's in Vegas in California.
Okay.
But it's like really good. Really super authentic. My son-in-law told me about it, and it did not disappoint. So if you live in Las Vegas or California, I recommend that you go there. So that's what I'm obsessed with right now, but I can't have it. Bummer.
Which is not always a bad thing either when it comes to food that we're obsessed about.
So we just
Good
eat
for it to be a little bit further away.
the kids' meal at Culver's instead.
Okay, Wendy, what is your favorite guilty pleasure? Carrie has hers. Okay, go Carrie.
Go
Yeah, you said it.
Either sleeping in, because I literally never ever get to do it,
I can't do that. Yeah.
or eating the whole pint of everything but the Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, what's in that? Everything.
Oh,
but
it
that?
is. It's like chocolate ice cream and vanilla ice cream and toffee pieces and white chocolate chunks and peanut butter cups. And I think there's even like almonds or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
Literally everything is so good because there's peanut butter. There's like caramely like so
Yummy.
good. I haven't had it in a long time now. I want it. There is a pint in my freezer at home, but I bought it for my husband. But maybe he forgot it's there.
That's awesome. It's going here right now. I want some.
exactly where it is. Okay.
Mine, food is weird for me because I'm weird. And like I'll go on a
You're
fish
not
stick
weird.
thing where I want fish sticks, which is gross. Like right
That
now
is
that sounds
weird.
disgusting to me, but I had a time where I wanted lemon and fish sticks. That's all I ate. But really
That's not your guilty pleasure.
my guilty
That's sad.
my guilty pleasure would be that I take my broth as often as possible. So if I'm at home, I'm just fancy free. I'm wearing my night dress, like my grandma would call it. It's super hot.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that is my guilty pleasure is
I just love you, Wendy.
not wearing
I
the
just
over the shoulder boulder holder.
or as Becky
Pebble
calls
holder.
it, the
Over
the
shoulder
shoulder holder. Yeah.
I just like to
Oh my
be
gosh.
loose. That's why I like to wear my pajamas because you
Yeah.
can't really tell what's going on underneath. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Should we get started?
Get into it.
All right. Well, if you haven't checked the App Store today or the Google Play Store, you might be surprised to find that there is a fresh new update for the Project Life app. So,
Yay!
yeah. I know a lot of you are set up for automatic downloads, so if you go and yours hasn't downloaded, you know, you can actually go directly to the App Store and tap on it to download, and it will do it right there for you. So if you are seeing this broadcast and you realize that your app has not updated, feel free to go to your store platform and do that yourself.
And there are a lot of people that don't have the automatic updates because I get emails from you and I can see that you aren't updated and you didn't even know there was one, or you can't figure out where those new kits are. You just Project Life app, you search that in your App Store or your Google Play Store if you're on Android, and get the update if you're on iOS, and then I think it just says update if you're on Android.
Yep.
Get it. And
Yep.
then it takes some time to propagate. So if it's not connecting to iTunes right away or Google Play, just chill for a bit.
Yeah.
I think
It should be out there for most people. I think our developer actually pushed it out about 2.5 hours ago. So hopefully at this point you're starting to see it in the App Store and you can download that. So we haven't posted anything on social media about that yet. And so for some of you that might be a surprise because you haven't seen anything yet, but we just learned this morning that it had actually been approved by Apple. And so we emailed Devin, literally email conversation people before 5 o'clock this morning, just so you know. I was up leaving for the gym. He's an hour ahead of us in Utah, and so we made that magic happen, and we said, get it out there. So here we are telling you, it's alive. Go get it.
I was already at the gym running when I got that email. So.
Exactly. She's better than me.
Lindsay Ross says you guys are two of her favorite people.
Oh, we love Lindsay Ross.
Thanks, Lindsay.
LT Ross.
But the cool thing about this update is internally here, we are calling this app update. You asked, we delivered, because there are several things included in this update that you guys have been asking for a long time. And we are thrilled to be able to just check a few things off of that super long list that we always talk about.
You cannot text over photos in this update.
No, sorry.
Not.
No.
Can you...
That will come, hopefully,
Yes.
in the future. Maybe not the exact way you want, but we are trying to develop that for you because we hear you and we know that you want that.
So we know you want a lot of things, but we're able to bring a few of them to this update, and we're stoked about it. So we wanted to get on here and share some of those updates with you. So we're going to try something a little bit new, because we're usually like shoving our camera up at the, or shoving our phone up at the camera. So what we're going to try and do here is we're going to actually AirPlay the Project Life app onto our display here in the office, and so that we can just point some things out to you. So Race is going to go ahead and shift the camera, so it's going to get a little wobbly here. It's not because he doesn't have super strong arms, it's just because it's a volatile movement.
It's volatile.
Yes. And we're going to zoom in a little bit.
Tony, how
are we doing here? Are we doing good?
We're looking good.
You don't get to see you at all.
So this is, of course, what the Project Life app looks like, but we're going to point out a couple of the new features that you guys have been asking for that we are stoked about. Okay, so I'm going to go into my library, which is the yellow section. And if you scroll down just a little bit, we've got...
Brinley.
I know, that's my beautiful girl. She's graduating
So
high school
gorgeous.
this year. Anyway, we've got our regular in progress, we've got our completed pages, we've got our completed collages, there's our folders, and wait, Wendy! Wendy!
There's a whole new section.
What is that?
My new kids.
It's new kits, which means that every single month we're going to set up this little section here of new kits. These are only the ones that are going to be brand new for that month, and each month those will rotate through. So next month when we have our app update, there will be the new kits that are available that month. The cool thing about that is we have so many people say, I can't tell which ones are new. And so we worked with our awesome developer, Devin, who we, literally, you can't say enough good things about Devin.
He's awesome. We love him.
He's
Superman.
He's Superman, for sure. But anyway, so he went ahead and added this new kits section so he could separate them out from all of the additional kits. Now, what that also allowed us to do was a little bit further down, where you see more kits. The way that more kits has been organized in the past is with the most recent updates at the front. And that was so that you guys could identify which collections were newer in the app. But there are a lot of people that were frustrated by that because the other section of My Kits is actually in alphabetical order. And so it was confusing to some of you why one was alphabetical and one wasn't, and you still weren't figuring out which ones were the new kits. And so now we have alphabetized more kits down here,
And
which also includes the new kits.
Yes.
for Android, you didn't have any alphabetization.
Alphabetization.
You didn't have that before, and now you have it.
They were not alphabetized.
So now you have that too.
Yeah. And so these same features that we're showing you here on my iPhone are also available in the Android update. So we've separated out the new kits so you can see them right here, which, can we talk about how great these are? Celebrate Every Day is the last Stampin' Up! Collection that we have not released in the app yet, so that is there. And just a side note on that, yesterday when we announced that we are ending our partnership with Stampin' Up!, there was a lot of questions on social media about whether or not the Stampin' Up! Collections would still be available in the app. And they are. They're still available. Even if you haven't purchased them, they will still be available for you to purchase in the Project Life app and in Digital Project Life. So don't worry about those. We love the Stampin' Up! Products as much as you do, and they will still be available to you in the app. Whether you've already downloaded them, they will still be available for download, and you can also purchase them at Digital Project Life. That was a tangent, sorry. But new kits, you can see they're right there. There's 6 new ones, okay? And then more kits is now in alphabetical order, okay? 2 super cool features. Okay, those were 2 things. Okay, another thing I'm going to point out to you in my kits. I'm going to my kits because I already have this one downloaded.
Can you see any of me?
Wendy really wants to be on camera because she's very concerned about whether or not we can see her. Sorry, I
You
have a
can
lot of
see
kits.
me? I want to know if it looks okay.
She's really concerned about the way that she looks on camera right
If
now.
it's one part of my arm, I don't want it in the pictures.
Okay, so Project 52 Fresh, the calendars.
Oh,
We have had, I know, we've had so many people asking if we would provide calendars that have a Monday start. Meaning that instead of a Sunday through Saturday calendar, there would be a Monday through Sunday calendar. And if you scroll on here, here's our Sunday start calendars. It's a little bit hard to see. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And when
It's
you get
coming!
further down,
somewhere.
here they are, people.
Monday.
Monday start. Can you see it?
Cheerio.
So if you have
Oh,
already
goodness.
purchased the Project 52 Fresh calendars, when you go to tap on that product, it should tell you that there are cards that are missing and ask if you want to re-download it. Yes, you do, and then it will automatically add those additional Monday Start calendars to the product. If you are just now purchasing it, you didn't purchase it previously, it will automatically include the Monday Start calendars. So again, you asked and we delivered
Oh,
because
look at those
now,
colors.
now we've got
Easter.
the Monday Start calendars. It is Easterish.
It's Easterish, and then
I know. Yummy, right?
what is it?
You can, totally. Okay, so that is another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We got one more feature that I'm
yes.
going to show here. This one?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Now, another thing that you guys have asked for is the ability to duplicate a page. Because you might be creating... Are you guys laughing at the comments that are coming through? or-
Devin just chimed in and said glorious.
Oh.
Yeah, Devin is amazing, and
Yes.
I get emails all the time from moms who are making books for their children, and the pages are the same pictures, but they want different journaling, and they have to remake the entire page.
Yep.
Now you don't.
Now you don't. And I actually got an email from one of our beta testers who was super happy to hear about
Like, should
what?
I go back to you guys or
No,
should
no,
I
no,
put it on the
no.
screen?
Just leave it
Get
there.
up there, Wendy.
So, but we got, I got an email from one of our beta testers who was testing out the new duplicate feature. She had actually just done, whoa, what just happened? I just turned it and look at what
I
that
thought I
did.
did
Look
something.
at that. Maybe I'll do that. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Bigger.
Look at that. Sorry, I rotated my phone and all of a sudden these magic things happened that I didn't expect. But, I know, can we talk about my daughter for just 1 second? Here, I've got a couple more.
This one,
Are we kidding, people? Really? Yeah, she's 18 and people say she looks like me.
she totally does.
Anyway,
Only
she's
a
really
little
pretty.
older than you.
Yeah, sorry, a total side tangent there. But our beta tester was saying that she had just completed 5 albums, and she ended up just doing all the same pages for all 5 of them, even though she wanted to personalize them a little bit because she wasn't able to just easily
Right.
duplicate the pages. But now you can, and there's a couple ways you can do that. So
Thank you, Devin.
thank you, Devin, the master of all things when it comes to Project Life app.
Yes.
So if you're in your library and you look at your completed pages or your pages in progress, you would just tap on more options. It'll pull up your pages for you, okay?
Pick this one.
But that one's not named yet.
Pick.
I'm going to pick one that's already
Can we
named.
talk about that? Well, I will talk about it.
Okay,
more.
we'll talk about that in a second, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tap this one, week 24, right? And when I tap on it, it gives me the option to duplicate the page, people. And what that does is it makes an exact copy of my page. So I'm going to hit duplicate page. Okay? And you're like, wait, where did it go?
Go back to your
Okay,
library.
I'm going to go back to my library.
Can you see it
Boom.
bigger?
Do you see recent? Yep, right there. Point to it. Right there. Completed pages. Now if I go to more options again, now you can see it. Week 24, write copy. You see that? Now it's an exact copy of that page. So then I could then open that document. I can go in, tap it, and I can go to view or edit the page. And then I can actually update any of the journaling that's there and save it. That's my friend Corey's baby. Oh my gosh. It's just so tiny. And do you see my puppy on the right-hand side?
Yes.
That was from a long time ago, but frankly...
Just in case you didn't know which one was the puppy.
Yeah, that's literally what she looked like at the top and then at the bottom after her haircut. I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, but back to the other information. If I want to rename it, because now let's say I want to name it after my dog, Tilly. Tilly Haircut. That's what I'm going to name it. I'm going to go to Update Page Info, because you don't necessarily want 2 pages that are named the same thing. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to delete that and do Tilly Haircut.
C-U-T. I know that part.
I'm going to apply that. And then in here, in my library, you can see it's the 2 same pages, but they have different titles now, and one of those I could just go in and update journaling. What? So, there we go. So easily duplicate the page. And you can also do it if you are editing your page. So let's say you're going to edit your page here. I've gone in, I've changed the journaling and whatever. When I tap my sharing button on the bottom right corner, I also have the option here when I'm just working on a page to duplicate a page from right there.
Right, and yes.
And you can also add it to a folder. You can do all those different things. So if you're not exploring some of these menus, it's really worth just tapping around to see what options are available there. But duplicating a page is now one of them, and it's rad. And we hope you love it because you asked and we delivered.
I should have probably said that with you. It would have been more dramatic.
It would have been more dramatic.
Well, you guys aren't even on the camera right now, so.
Okay. Oh, well. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Let's come back to us because really,
Someone being rude?
no. Because really, it's really way more about me and Wendy at this point, right? Okay. Wait. Let me just go through my checklist. We talked about that, and then we'll open it up to some questions because we've really just been talking for a long time, and I mean, people sometimes get bored with that.
Someone has.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
She always asks me to be the one to talk.
She's
and
the
then
best
she
talker.
complains when I say
Because I
too much.
forget words. I can't find my words.
Okay, I'm gonna let you talk about this one, and we don't really have to show that up there.
This one?
No, this one,
Oh well.
the one that you've been hounding people for,
Yes.
or that you've been hounding Devin for. I mean, come on.
Yes. So we have something exciting for people who ordered their pages through the app and get them sent to them. We have expedited shipping, which we have needed because sometimes you need those pages for something super important. Otherwise, there is a scrapbooking emergency.
They're time sensitive.
Yes.
Sometimes scrapbooking emergencies can be time sensitive.
For like a school project or an anniversary gift. But really, I think in the future we are going to be adding the ability to get cards in the app to Android.
Yes.
But
Yes,
this is
that's coming.
super important to have before we do that because when you're trying to get Christmas cards out at Christmas time,
And you're like
graduation
me,
cards,
and you put it off
Yeah.
until
well, and the
3 days
mail
before
is
Christmas.
crazy at Christmas. You can pay more money, which many of you have said that you would gladly do to get your pages quicker. So now you have that option, and it is going to cost more. You know, we have the $5 fee for in the U.S.
flat rate.
flat rate, and that is usually FedEx Smart Post is how it goes, and it can take up to 14 days. Sometimes it's like a week. It's I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
There's
Anyway.
no method to the madness with FedEx Smart Post, unfortunately.
But it's $5.
Yes. But we now have 2 different expedited options, and I think one of them is 3 to 5 days, and the other is 1 to 2 days, and it is, again, a flat rate plus a percentage of your order total. So if your order was $10, it would be a flat rate plus a percentage of that $10.
I think it's 10%.
I don't. It varies on both of them.
Right.
So
Okay.
you'll see those options when you are checking out. So when you've got your order all put together, you're checking out. It will give you 3 different shipping options now. So you'll choose the one that works best for you. So if time really isn't sensitive to you, pay for the $5 flat rate here in the U.S. and it works great. If you do need it a little bit faster than that, you do have 2 different options for getting it to you faster.
Right.
So hooray!
Yes, that's exciting. And so if I had something really important to add to that about shipping and stuff. And I can't remember what it is now. Dang it.
Oh,
You just
sorry. She
Talk.
looked at my hair and all of a sudden she
I
couldn't
can't
think
focus.
anymore.
It's so cute.
Like,
It's so cute.
I know.
It's something about shipping.
And it being expedited.
And yeah, people ask all the time how much. I want to know how much, especially if it's international, because we do offer international shipping. A lot of people don't realize it.
Except on photo books.
Except for photo books, but
Prints,
and
yes.
it can be costly, and we know that. We are giving you what we can, but all you have to do is put an order in with your address. You do not have to submit that order, and pay for it to get you can get exactly what you're going to pay before you submit it. So I would suggest, because I don't know how many pages you're going to have and what your address is, just go ahead and make your order, and it'll tell you exactly what, before you submit it, what you're going to owe. And then you can make the best decision for you.
Okay. Kelsey asked if expedited shipping applies for photo books as well.
I believe it. Well, when they're ready, they are
they're
done by
manufactured.
hand. Like there's the dude doing your book and looking at it and putting it together. So it takes a little bit longer.
Yes. So Kelsey, we'll figure out what that looks like, because I don't know what the production time is on a photo book versus the shipping time. And so my guess is it would probably be a couple of days longer than that, but we will confirm that with our printer just to find out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But it would probably be after it was produced.
Right.
So it would probably be a couple of days and then expedited shipping.
We will confirm that, and then we'll probably do some type of a social share, or we can come back to the questions here on Facebook Live to
right,
let
Kevin?
you know kind of what the production timeline looks like, and then because it would be produced, and then once it's produced, it would be the shipping time on top of that. So my guess is it would be couple extra days, but we're going to confirm that. We're going to confirm.
Unless White House
yes.
hires a whole bunch of little elves or
Yes,
something.
which would be awesome. But anyway, we'll find that out, and we'll share that on social media, and also we'll come back to the questions here on the Facebook Live broadcast.
Devin says, right, production takes longer on the books, so I think you're correct.
Okay. Yeah. See, we're so smart.
I know. We figured that out.
Yeah, okay. I'm writing myself.
I have a couple questions to ask, but why don't you guys go through your list first. And then
We are through our list.
Okay. So one question, and you might be able to you just show it on your phone. You're going to show it up here. Someone asked about if you add a photo. This is from Heather. If you add a photo overlay and you don't want to use it, how do you get rid of it?
Okay, I will show you. And did we decide we don't want to pan over, or we do want to pan over?
Oh, we're
Is it okay? I'm like, is it helpful to you watching to actually see it on the big screen versus me trying to shove my phone into the camera? What would be your preferred option of viewing? Race is pointing to
And
the
then
TV.
please remind me that I have something else to show you. And it has to do with dragging your pages around for your folders.
Yes, show on the screen.
Okay.
So remind me.
Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Grace.
Okay.
Thank you, Dorley.
Hi, Dorley.
Thank you, Susan.
I love Dorley.
There's Sharon.
Okay.
I'll say go over.
Okay, all right. So I'm just going to show you really quickly. This is like super random, like page in progress with really bad pictures of my kids. So don't.
They're not bad. They're just old.
Oh my gosh, these are so old, and they totally have some Instagram filter on them. But they're already in a page, so I'm going to go ahead and show them to you. And my daughter would die if she saw this because she has braces and rubber bands on her teeth in the far right-hand corner.
Oh, this is. Let me see.
Yeah, that girl on the far right there is the daughter that you just saw her senior pictures of. Yeah.
Thank goodness for braces.
Thank heavens for braces, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and to add an overlay, you actually tap on the card option. And I'm going to go to one of our new collections, which is September Skies. So one cool thing that we did here, September Skies Value Kit is almost all transparent. And so what we did was actually make all of that as just a transparent option. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tap on this bottom one, the hello, and you can see it kind of covers up my son's face, but you'll get the idea here, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add the overlay. Now, there is no way at this point to separate the overlay and the photo if you want to just move them off the screen. So you have two options. First option is here I've added the overlay. I've decided that I don't love it. I'm going to go ahead and tap the arrow on the lower left corner, and that's a back arrow. And all that's going to do is remove it. See it? And now that's gone. If I tap the right arrow, I would go ahead and add it back in. So that's the easiest one. If you put it on there and you know that you don't love it, you can easily remove it by using the back button. You can add it back in with adding the forward button. If you just know that you don't love the picture and the overlay combo and you just want to get rid of it altogether, you can tap on both of them like this and then drag it. Oh, over here, sorry, I've got it landscape. It would normally be at the top, but I'm just going to drag them here and it will just remove both of them. again, if I want to put them back, I would just tap my back arrow and it will add them back
Undo,
in.
redo. That's what
Undo.
that would call it.
It's an
sorry.
undo, and it's a
undo
curved
button.
arrow button.
Yes,
I'm
and it's
telling
in the
you.
lower left corner. So whether I have it this way or I have it this way, it's always going to be in that lower left
It
corner.
looks like a shark.
But anyway, and so then I can add it back in. I can remove it. And then, so yeah, undo, redo. Sorry, Devin, I did
The
not
undo
mean to
button.
insult the name of the button. And that's when I just took them both out. So
Okay.
Ask Devin
Hold
if
on.
he's-
Grace asked,
did that help? Answer the question. Yes. Did we cover it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Grace asked, if you place an overlay, go to another photo section, and then go back to the photo with the overlay, or is there a way to remove only the photo overlay instead of the photo
No.
and the overlay?
No, you
Okay.
can't. So you could use the back button, but you would have to go back.
and back.
Or yes, you'd have to undo the picture that you added, undo the overlay, and then re-add that picture. We actually talked to Devin about it when he was here last month, and there's no way for the app to recognize when you've got two things sharing the pocket. There's no way for it to recognize if you're tapping to remove the overlay or you're tapping to remove the photo. So it automatically removes both if you're trying to do the drag and remove like this. It will grab everything in that pocket because it can't tell what you're trying to grab. There's no way to say I want to grab the thing in front or in the back. So the easiest thing to do is use the undo arrow or to just go ahead and dump both of them and then pull the picture back in.
Does that
Yeah,
help?
okay.
Ask Grace. Grace, does that help? Oh, wait, she's been here for this one.
Okay.
So ask her.
So go to folders.
Okay.
Folders.
I'm going to go to my folders.
Folders.
Yes. Should we just stop for one more second?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. Here's the folder.
Look at that.
I'm just kidding.
By the way, Tony's daughter and my daughter are graduating this year too.
Yes,
And-
Carrie.
I know it's not. I'm the only one that has their pictures here to show off to everyone. I can't help it.
I'm the slacker mom who waits till the last.
Well, and her daughter's actually having her pictures done today. And Tony's daughter had hers done, and they're gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
She just doesn't have them in her phone in this way so people can see them. So we're in a folder. I went into my
okay,
so
go to folders.
I would go to folders. Here are my folders.
So
I have
pick,
two of them.
pick a
Disneyland and my daughter.
pick a folder.
I'll choose Disney because everyone's already seen this album on
Okay.
Becky's feed.
And now you can see these awesome car selfies by the whole family.
Yes, and can you see that everything is beautifully labeled and numbered and so pretty? Because
Okay.
I took the time to organize it
I know.
before doing my photo.
Please name your pages. It makes your foldering. It makes putting your pages into folders a lot easier. Can you see me?
Just your head.
Like half my head? Anyway, please. Oh, how?
There we go. See, you look so
Okay,
pretty. Your hair's so,
So,
pretty.
anyway, please name your pages because that'll make it easier. And then a lot of people ask me if they can see two pages next to each other for their full spread. It's what we call it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or two-page layout. Here,
Two-page layout.
how about I'll turn it this way because this will be more
So
representative.
if you tap the sort button and you come down here and you tap folder order, say that twice in a row.
Folder order.
Folder order. You can drag, push, tap, hold, drag, and move it wherever you want. So there you can get a pretty good view of two pages side by side. You
Okay.
can't work on two pages side by side because that takes a whole lot of memory. And you
Wendy Howe, I want you to know that you just taught me something, and I'm so
Shut
excited.
up.
Thrills. Up top.
Oh my
Woo! I didn't even look at your elbow when I tried to high five.
you almost got
Okay.
slapped.
Susan asked, how do you name them?
Oh, let's do
Oh,
that.
we
Go
just
to-
showed that actually, but I'll go ahead and
go
show
back
that
to
again.
my library.
I'm gonna go to my library.
Then go to more options.
Am I going to where?
Wherever you want.
I'm gonna go to completed pages. This is where I usually will
More
name my
options.
pages. Tap on more options. This one doesn't have a name yet, so I'll go ahead and choose that.
What is wrong with you?
I know. It's one of my few. Okay? And when it says update page info, that's where you're going to change it. So tap on that, and then you have the option to name it. So this one for me is Girls Camp. Oh, it auto capitalizes.
Apply.
Okay, so Girls Camp 2016. The date that's on there is actually the date that it was created. I know, it's been since October, and I didn't even bother to name it.
You are.
But you can change that date if you want to as well, and then just tap apply. And then when I come back out here, then those are named.
Okay.
Does that help?
I would think so.
Okay.
Okay. Sarah asked,
Hey.
is there a way to rotate the layouts? She said, I don't think so, but I would love it if it could be added.
Okay. There's not a way to rotate layouts right now. A lot of the layouts that we have in the app, we've actually added rotated versions to them. So like, for example, Design F, which has the 4x6 pocket and then all the 3x4s around it. There's a lot of people that have asked to be able to rotate, and so we actually included in an additional layout pack rotated versions of that layout. So I know one thing that people ask a lot about too is mirroring a page, meaning like from here to here to flip it. Right now there's not a way to do that. We're working to see if we can either provide updated templates that are similar, but there are a lot of options that already have a secondary template that would be a rotation of that same design.
Right.
So if you look closely at the different layouts and the extra layout packs, not all of them are like that, but there are a lot of templates that we already have a rotated version of that's in those extra layout packs. And there is a new extra layout pack. You can't see it when I'm showing you the library with the new kits because it's not a kit. But if you go to where you create a page and you tap on that upper left corner, that gives you the option of that's where you choose your square or rounded corners. That's where you choose your color palette. At the bottom is where you see all the layouts. If you scroll all the way to the left, that's where you find the extra layout packs. There are 7 of them now. We just released a new one with this update, and it's all 6x8 layouts. We've had a lot of requests for more 6x8 page layouts, and these are some really great ones that have more 2x2 squares in them and just variations of some page layouts. So make sure you check those out as well, because they're not included in the new kits section of the app or of the library.
So, somebody did ask if in the future if we could do like a tutorial or a what are we doing here? Like a
Facebook Live, Appy Hour
with an Android.
We could consider that. Honestly, here's the deal. I'm the one who does the tutorials. I know they're fantastic. You're welcome. No, just kidding. But I've actually worked closely with Kevin, who is Becky's brother and our just tech diehard. And I've also tried to walk through this with Devin as well. Right now, there is no really good or convenient option for being able to screencast from the device and record audio at the same time. And so in order to do it with an Android device, with a tablet, I have an Android tablet, Wendy has an Android phone that we work with for troubleshooting and beta testing. But the problem is there's no convenient solution for actually recording the 2 pieces that we need together to be able to produce the video. And that doesn't mean...
We wanted to do that from the very beginning.
Right.
When we did the iOS video, we wanted to do an Android video.
Right.
I feel like we need to say that we want everyone to be equal.
Yeah.
And have everything. And that we're your advocate. Like, we are trying to get this done. It's just, it's on another level.
But one thing that you need to understand too is because it is a lot more work. First of all, just doing the tutorials alone is a lot of work. Just recording them on iOS. So to have to record them again on the Android platform and then bring together multiple pieces of data and try and splice them together to get the voiceover to match what's happening on the camera and all that, it's a lot of work, and truthfully, it's not necessarily the most productive use of our time. You want new features, you want other things, and so anytime I'm doing a tutorial, I do my very best, not always perfect, because I'm me, but I do my very best to point out or recognize what might be different on an Android device or what the icons would look like on an Android device. The super cool thing, well, one of the many things too that we love about Devin is he does a great job of trying to mirror the 2 platforms as best he can. So for example, if you are looking for the area where you're going to share, meaning you're going to share to social media, you're going to export your page, that's where your new duplicate page feature is, it's always going to be in that lower right corner. Whether you're on an Android device or you're on an iOS device, it's always going to be in the same position. Same thing with your undo. It's always going to be on that lower left corner. He really does his best to keep things as close. The prompts within the app, the location of different things, the order of things. He really does a great job of keeping those symmetrical between the platforms for that very reason, that when you're watching a tutorial, even if it doesn't look exactly the same on your screen,
You can figure it out.
You can know fairly well where it's going to be, and I do my best to try and point those things out if there are differences. Now, there will be differences between platforms. I know there's some things on a keyboard on Android that don't function the same way on the keyboard on iOS, and honestly, that's
But
a
in
hardware
Android,
problem.
I have seen through my email and our customers who have Android, is that not only, I mean, just between devices on Android, it's different.
Yes.
So it makes it very difficult for us to figure out, because we can't, obviously we're not going to own every single Android device to be able to troubleshoot every problem. So
Even if we recorded on Android, what the video would look different than what probably
you would,
three-quarters of our
might
Android
not
users
still
have.
be what you wanted for your device.
Yeah.
So,
Would you mind mentioning where they can find the tutorials?
ooh, YouTube, Becky Higgins YouTube.
Yeah.
And we have a whole playlist on Project Life app.
Yep.
Just scroll down just a little bit.
And we have more in the works, I promise. And we're
Yeah,
we just
she's going to
are-
do one on the books.
Yes,
and
photo books and talking about folders and some of these new features. And it's just, like I said, they're just time consuming, and we have so many other fun things that are in the works. Not just with the Project Life app, but I oversee all the other products as
we have
well.
some physical
and so
stuff
there's
too.
so my body can only stretch so many ways, people. But
Okay.
just know that we do have a list of those tutorials that we are hoping
Working
to get
on.
to as
And when
quickly
we
as we can.
say, can I just address that when we say we're working on something, we are. We have a list that we're working on and working through, and we meet about it and we prioritize things, and we say, okay, well, this, there's the majority of people need this or whatever, and so it takes some time. We have just Devin, not that you would ever put the word just
Not that you
with
say
Devin,
just.
but only Devin as our one
Our
app developer, and
for both platforms. He develops the iOS and the Android platforms.
we were going to try to get the photo editing done for Android around this time for this update. And as Devin was working on it, he realized that it was more difficult than we anticipated. Instead of making you wait for the whole entire update,
or instead of putting it out and not having it be
exactly how
Right.
it should be. Right. Well, and in fact, Becky mentioned the other day when we had iOS and we had just the basic photo editing before we had Pick Tap Go. That was like a year we didn't have Pick Tap Go.
at least a year.
She would edit her pages outside the app. She never even used the photo editing.
Pictures. She would edit her pictures.
Yeah, not her
Yes,
pages.
not pages.
Her photos
Yeah.
before she brought them into the app, and it's just it's not gonna. I think we get so used to having everything.
Right.
It takes a few more seconds to edit it and then bring it in, but anyway, when there's a workaround, it's not a necessity because there's some other things that you can't work around that we're trying to give you. So
Yeah.
anyway,
A couple other questions. Shannon asked if when you print your page, if the name of the page that you put in the app can be printed on the back. Do we do that or no?
It is. I don't believe it is printed on the back. No.
Okay.
that's, the
No.
only thing that's on the back of that page is your order number.
Okay. And someone did, where did it go? Someone said, this is from Krista, this is just a tip. She said, when my page is named and completed in the folder, I use the check mark emoji to show that it's completed.
You are so smart.
And then that way,
Smart girl.
she says, then I can tell which pages I need to finish in the folder.
You are a smart.
And
girl.
you can also do that or do an X or a check mark when you've printed it.
when you printed it, yes, because that's another thing that people ask for a lot. Is there a way for us to know what pages we printed or whatever? And right now, there's not. Again, when we talk about our list, that's one of the things that we would love to be able to include is some way for it to sort pages that have been printed or things like that. We would love that. But for now, we don't have that. But again, there's a great workaround. You can go in, you can update your file name, you can put a check mark by it, you can, maybe you want to use a star, maybe you want to use, there's actually a printer icon, or like at least in the emojis, that's what I mean. A printer emoji, at least for iOS, you could put the little printer emoji on there to say,
That's fine.
I already printed this.
That'd be cute too.
I know.
Also,
Because I'm smart like that.
yeah.
But it was propelled by her idea totally. I just chose a different emoji.
As far as your completed pages being printed already and them still hanging out in the app, Becky had a ton of pages in the app and it slowed her app down a little bit. I get a lot of...
Not a little bit.
it
A
slowed
lot
it
of
down.
it. It slowed it down a lot.
And if your pages are printed and they are properly backed up, like we tell people all the time,
Preach, sister.
please back up those pictures. Delete them. You can take them off the app unless you know, like in a month you're going to print them again. But if they're printed and they're backed up, you don't have to keep them in your app.
No.
You can get rid of them, and then you're not getting confused on which you've printed and which you haven't. Mm-hmm. So
if you're not sure how to back up your pages, there is a tutorial on
it's number
YouTube.
4 on the playlist.
Go to YouTube, look for Project Life app tutorials, or Project Life app is the playlist.
Yeah.
And then find the one that says backing up your pages.
Yes,
I
and
think
then
is the name
there's
of
a
it.
beautiful lady in a yellow shirt. I see it all the time.
Yeah, she shares that one a lot. But anyway, that'll walk you through the process of backing up your pages. But I totally agree with you, Wendy. Like, once you've got it backed up, because here's the news flash, guys. Let's
I
say
totally
you
felt like a newscaster just
don't
when you
you?
said that.
I know. Well, newsflash. Here's a scenario for you. You completed your page. You printed it through the Project Life app. You have it backed up in Dropbox or on an external hard drive or somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. You delete it from the app. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, the print that you printed out of that page, your dog got a hold of and chewed holes in it and destroyed it. And you are heartbroken because it's not on your device anymore and you're never going to be able to have another copy of it again. But you can. Because you can actually go to your backup and you can bring that page back into the Project Life app using our collage section. When you go to collage section, it's orange. And you tap on the upper right-hand corner and choose the 12 by 12 collage. It's just a big open square.
It's the very first template you
yes.
can choose.
Tap on the picture icon and go and find the page in your backup. Select it. It'll bring it back into the app and you can send it back out for printing. So it's okay to delete them because as long as you have it backed up, you can always bring it back into the app to print it again or to add it to a photo book or anything like that.
Okay.
Saved.
Another question.
Yes.
Shelly asked about rotating a journal card before adding text to it. Aren't there some journaling cards that you can rotate?
If you see a little curved arrow on that card, then you can rotate it. But not all of the cards can do that.
Right. So first of all, I don't think any of the cards can rotate in Android yet because that is part of the photo editing feature in order to be able to rotate a photo. Not all cards will be able to rotate. And when they do rotate, sometimes the text box doesn't work exactly
it's a little funky
the same way because the text boxes are formatted for the formatted. Wow, I said that.
Formatted.
They're formatted for the actual orientation of the card, the way that it was designed.
Oh,
so
Laura
if you
just popped in
rotate
and
it,
said only filler cards can rotate.
there you go.
That's what I meant.
I was going to say
the filler cards that are just decorative.
yes,
You can rotate
that
those.
don't have journaling
Okay,
boxes
but what
on. Thanks,
Carrie's
Larry.
talking
Thanks for
about
backing
is
us
you
up.
can move those journaling cards to a different orientation.
Yes,
and
that's
it will mess up if
That's
you.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, sometimes I know things.
Yeah. So like you could take a 3x4 card and drag it into a 4x4 pocket, but it could affect some of the way that it's going to fill
Right.
that space. Not
Sorry.
terribly. You're still going to have the boundaries of the text box, but anyway.
Journaling cards cannot be rotated. Filler cards can if you're on iOS, and filler cards will be able to when it's updated in Android, which is coming.
Yeah, because we're working on it.
Okay.
Other
Somebody
questions?
said,
Thank you, Larry.
Amber asked about using all the cards even when it's not the same pocket size.
We just kind of
Yes.
on that.
So we've addressed this before, but we'll go ahead because we always know we have a new crowd. But what people don't understand, or maybe they do understand and they just are frustrated by the limitation, is that all of our artwork that is in the Project Life app is taken directly from the art files in which they were created for physical production, which means that a vertical 3x4 card that was created to be printed, vertical and 3x4, is designed to the specs and the ratio of that pocket. So that doesn't mean that you can't drag it and put it into a 4x6 pocket, but it will stretch and distort the artwork beyond the way that it was designed. And so, because we cannot guarantee the way that that will print if you choose to put a 3x4 card in a 4x6 pocket, we have basically narrowed it down in the app so that you only have access to the cards that were actually designed for that size and that space. But there is a workaround that if you want to drag a card from one pocket to another, it will move to that pocket and it will adjust proportionally. But because we can't guarantee that you're going to get the best quality print from that, we're not going to just give you an all access pass to those cards, because that's not the way that the artwork was designed.
And if you're going down in size, it's going to look good.
Yeah, like a 4x6 card to a 3x4
3x4
pocket is always going to give you a better result than trying to take a 3x4 card and go to a 4x6 pocket.
The stretchy
Yes.
pants.
Yes. Should
Don't
we go
wear-
back to the stretchy
Don't wear
pants
stretchy
analogy?
pants
Yes.
that are too small, or your
Right.
daughters.
Right. Because really, that's what happens is you take something that's too small, you stretch it over something that's bigger, and it distorts
And
it,
you
and it
can see
doesn't
your
always look as
underwear.
good, and then you can see through things, and it's just not good.
Okay.
It's not a good look.
It's not cute.
Karen with an I, Karin, asked if she can print the pages herself or only through the app.
Yeah, you absolutely can print them yourself.
8x8.
So-
Unless you have a fantastic, super duper large printer that does 12x12.
Right.
There are printers out
Right.
there like that. But
I have a 12x12 printer at home, but yeah, for the most part, if you have just a standard printer, you can easily print an 8x8 page at home. If you want to print larger than that, and you're not wanting to print through the Project Life app, or I know there's a lot of international customers that it's just too costly for them to ship through the app, you can export those pages to somewhere. We typically recommend Dropbox or another, cloud storage, and then you can upload them anywhere that you can find 12x12 or other size
printing.
square
But if you're home
prints.
printing, and I get questions about home printing a lot. A lot of people are trying to do, and it's cut off and funky. I don't do home printing, so I'm not the best.
Yeah.
But Carrie has written out a little blurb for me that I can send you. So tap that green question mark, and I can send it to you. And it's a long one.
Oh, is it?
But it
I don't even
it
remember
kind of
reading
walks
it.
you through how you can adjust things, and maybe it might help you. But with everybody's printer, it's different than what we have. So it's kind of, you can print it at home, but
But Karen,
the
try
app,
printing through the app.
Yes.
it's amazing.
I would highly recommend it. Because one, the cost is great, and two, the quality is,
Fantastic.
It's great.
it's better than my hair.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Somebody asked, this is from Amy. She asked if you can reprint a book if the pages are deleted, or do you have to rebuild the book?
Oh, I don't know, Devin. What's the
If
answer
it's
to
right after, we might still have those files, but it's best if you if you want to reprint a book.
that?
Devin,
Devin, answer for us, please.
that's all on Devin.
Yeah.
It really is. The White House won't keep those files around.
Worst case scenario, if you have the pages backed up, you can bring them back in through the collage section,
And have to redo your book.
organize them in your folder, and do it. But I mean, even if to have to do that, because I've had to rebuild my book
Devin
a couple of
said-
different times. Oh,
Devin said we keep the files for a year.
whoa!
Devin!
Devin. Remember how we talked about Devin being a superhero, like wearing a cape and all that good stuff? Apparently, we keep the files for a year. So, my question to you then, Devin, who's apparently watching Appy Hour, which we love that Devin watches us.
Yeah, but can I please say this, Devin? Even though we have them for a year, that's not how you want to
no,
back
that
the
is
pages
not
up.
your backup, people.
Because we can't use Devin's time
Yeah.
in that way. Because I can't do it.
no.
He can do it for a special occasion, like if something was messed up
Or
whatever.
tragic,
But
or-
don't use that because we won't. Because if
Because
that,
nothing else would get done
Yeah,
in the app.
Devin, don't out yourself as a backup service.
It's not,
Yeah,
that is in
it
case
is
of
not your
emergency.
backup. That's an in case.
that's
of
why I was
emergency.
being vague. But
Oh, sorry.
anyway,
There
that's
you
why
go,
I said,
Devin.
write me and then I'll hook you up.
Yeah, she'll take care of you. Wendy always takes care of you. Wendy,
will.
seriously, if you guys have not,
I will take
Yes.
care of you. I
If you
go
have
to
not
bed
emailed-
thinking about you. If there's
Yeah.
someone unhappy, that sounds weird.
Yeah.
But if someone's unhappy, it bugs me. Like I want you to be happy.
yeah. Wendy works really, really hard at what she does. And I'm not just saying this because she's sitting next to me and she's super pretty, but guys, Wendy honestly offers the best customer service. She's very personable.
believe that.
She's very patient. She gets a lot of emails with the same questions on repeat. So
But a little bit different, so I can't really use a canned
right,
response.
and that's the thing is every question that you are sending our way, whether it's through the green question mark in the Project Life app or you're emailing directly to projectlifeapp@beckyhiggins.com, every one of them is completely individual. Just like you have a different question than your neighbor does, and Wendy is in her inbox on a daily basis, personally answering those with a customized response to directly impact the question that you have, and so.
Even if I have a canned response, I still want to say something to you that's just from my heart, or I want to be your friend.
It's
And
just Wendy.
that might be a problem that I need to work out.
No.
But
But it's not, because truthfully, that's how important our customer service is to us, and that's how important our customers are to us. We want to make sure that you feel like you are getting a personalized experience and that you are getting the help that you need. And so, along with that, because Wendy does work so hard at that, just another side note, just because we love and appreciate you for taking the time to contact us, and especially when you choose to do it in a really kind and patient way, because we do our very best to be kind and patient when we're answering questions and when we're working through development and building out new features. And we hear a lot of the same feedback over and over repeatedly, and we try to be really kind and gracious when we respond to those things. And so we appreciate that same behavior in kind. And I would say 98% of what Wendy sees is really nice and kind. Right. But we do every once in a while get emails that are a little less than kind. But kindness.
I have to cry for a little bit, walk around, discuss it. How am I going to answer this in a kind way?
Yeah. But kindness goes a long way. So anyway,
two more questions. We're on low battery.
Okay, low battery.
Two more questions. Somebody asked about Amazon Prime for photos. Is that something is that on our list?
Amazon Prime for photos. Oh, being able to pull from Amazon Prime like Google Photos.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
Devin is
we have a whole list.
And Devin's always looking for things that provide him a way to access them. So it's not all on us. It depends on who you're wanting it from too. So we're watching for those things.
Okay. And then I think it's Myra asked. She is trying to listen to this at work.
Okay.
So she
don't get in trouble.
She said, "Could you please be more quiet?"
No, she said, "How can she rewatch the whole segment?"
Oh, well. On Facebook you can find it. So after we're done, it'll take a few minutes to propagate. And then it'll just live on our Facebook page, and then I think it even goes on YouTube.
Yes, so eventually it'll be on the video section, I think, of Facebook. You go to videos, and all of our videos are there, and then we also save a copy of the videos, and then get those ready, and we'll post them on YouTube. So sometimes it'll take a week or two. There's kind of a timeline that we have for releasing those, but eventually this will also be available on YouTube to be able to watch there.
Yeah. Okay, it's been an hour at least.
It's been, look at that. It's been 90 or 57 minutes.
Okay, last question.
Happy hour.
Is it
Straight
Dahlia?
up.
I think that's what she said.
Okay.
She says, how do you not get overwhelmed with all of these wishes? So
we talk about it a lot.
We go to the gym.
Well, and we just
go to the gym.
I'm constantly working out. If you can't find me, I'm working out.
Yeah, always. Because we're super fit and we run 5Ks in 4 hours. No, no, but we just it really is a matter of prioritizing. We take this big list and we discuss as a team, and we bring Devin in, and we go through all these things, and we talk about it. And so,
prayer works.
Yo. In case you didn't read Wendy's Instagram post yesterday, that was just so great. But anyway, really that's what it is. And rather than looking at the list as a whole, we go through and we break it down and we prioritize the list, and we say, this is what we want to come next and next and next, and we kind of break it down into a monthly break it down. We break it down into just a monthly kind of what we'd like to see in each update, and then we work closely with Devin to make those things happen. So instead of looking at a list of 90 requests that we get on repeat, we break it down and say, okay, this is what we're looking at for this month, and that's what we really work on. And then sometimes we get through something and we're like, oh, well, what we had prioritized for 3 months from now really needs to come now. And so there's always kind of an ebb and flow.
Gets bumped down because something more
important comes up. Yeah. So it's an ebb and flow. It's a shifting of those priorities, but we reevaluate on a very regular basis what we're working on and what we're hearing from customers. So we always appreciate the feedback that we get, and we hope you love this new You Asked, We Delivered update that just hit the iTunes and the Google Play stores today. So
yes, lucky us. Yes, we're so happy.
And with that, it has been 59 minutes of Appy Hour. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Is asleep.
Yes,
so
pretty much.
Out.
Race has learned to tune us out pretty well anyway, right? So anyway, we honestly didn't know that we'd go a whole hour today. I don't know how it is we can be so chatty.
I know,
but
I always know that we're gonna.
We hope that you find taking an hour to spend with us valuable, and that you're not sitting here going, "Why did I sit through an hour of this?" Because it can be that way sometimes too. But we hope that you find it entertaining, but not only entertaining, informative. That's the goal here, is to kind of help answer questions for you, show you some new things that are available, and just keep you excited about using the project like that.
That's right. Peace out.
Yep. Have a good weekend.
No gang signs.